So Lori Lightfoot did a racist. Ha! So the 56th mayor of Chicago, Lori, she who creep with racist and look like fish, Lightfoot, has declared that she will only be taking interviews prioritizing POC reporters and women as well. Basically saying that all us white male devils can fuck off. Which is strange from a woman who is married to a white woman, like Don Lemon, who also thinks that white men are the greatest existential threat to America, though he himself is married to one. Hang on. Hang on. Wait. I think I see a pattern here. So these two gay liberals who are married to white partners both think that white people are effectively the devil, right? I mean, maybe their partners are the racists? Huh? As liberals are obsessed with race to the point of madness. And it can't be easy walking around on those racist eggshells, especially with two progressives locked in the same house. I mean, race has to be a constant thought in the back of your minds, huh? Maybe you think white people are racist because you and your partners are racist? Because you judge every aspect of everyday living and every element of your life through the prism of race. They're married, guilty, white, progressive, gay liberals who are obsessed with race themselves. And I think you just ended up with a big old confusing mess of racism and anxiety and guilt and projection onto the wider world. Anyway, sorry. I digress. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard, who seems to be liked more and more by the minute, by everyone on all sides, and especially by people who have brains. And it's always nice to see a red pill moment happen before your eyes, isn't it? It's very sweet. From shadow banning to calling out POC racist, it's like a Hawaiian version of Oliver Twist, It's beautiful, with a hotter protagonist. Well, she has called for the firing of Lori Tiptoes with Racists for her anti-white racism, to which Lightfoot has doubled down and added seasoning of sexism into the whole mix. And who's surprised that she didn't like men, huh? Surprised? Now, this may actually be a violation of constitutional provisions and law with someone who holds a public office, a government position, and is openly discriminating based on the characteristics of race and sex as her actual policy. Using racism as an open political strategy, showing just how nuts these progressives and those taking over the Democratic Party have become. It's clear that they are and want increased racism. Segregation 2.0. That wasn't, don't do it. Don't do it. I know what you're thinking. Race-based equity and equal outcomes, basically full-blown discrimination based on a subjective hierarchy of race and perceived oppression that ends with communist equity-based outcomes. And voila. Identity communism, right? And it makes sense when you think about it. Of course it makes sense, Come on then, off to the gulags. Come on, let's go. But this is a mainstream Democrat openly and publicly saying all of this bloody madness, and we don't even need to do that if the races were swapped test with this. You know that test? If we swap we don't need to do that one on this one. And it's just accepted. It's shrugged off, man. Fuck it. And in some parts embraced and celebrated by the party and the mainstream media lackeys. And after subjecting society with false narrative after false narrative, decade after decade, and when it's finally exposed by the likes of someone like Thomas Sowell or Christopher Hitchens, well, then those responsible either continue on with their next fire that they are trying to set, they just start a new fire over here, or fade into obscurity and are never punished or held accountable for the damage that they have caused. Just setting fires. Put that one out. There's one here. Put it out with your foot, Brian. So this is not only racist against white people, but in some ways it's most of all deeply racist to black people and people of colour. Ugh, I hate that term, which is a term they love just so that it sounds like, one of their favourite terms, colour people. Colour people. Coloured 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. Coloured people. Well, we have to beat that.
Yeah, because I want to go home tonight.
Okay.
What, are you trying to get us killed?
Thinking that POCs only think, feel, act, and speak based solely on race, And that only races that are alike like each other, and understand. And that black people will be favorable to her and think just like her because it's, you know, it's only, sorry, it's, I don't understand because of my privilege, you know, being the old white colonializer. Sorry. Forgetting that ideas are a spectrum that can occur or be shared in the minds of any race or any sex. I mean, having a white pussy doesn't mean you think the same as others with white pussies. I mean, right? You understand that? And you understand how insane that is to say, right? I mean, it's just outright racism. And also complete ignorance of even your own race and culture. I mean, it's like Thomas Sowell, Larry Elder, Candace Owens, Tim Scott. I mean, many more. They don't even bloody exist. And I'm going to keep saying the name Thomas Sowell so it slips in there. Not like sublet. It's like liminal messaging. Yeah, overtly telling you to just go read his bloody work, please. I mean, the hypocrisy of this bloody woman and those like her is astounding. Where she claims to be fighting racism, but is racist. She wants the equality of the sexes by castrating men. Another one having these bloody haircuts while they lock you in your houses and shut down your businesses. Huh? They talk about the 8 white supremacists that are left in the country somewhere, when there were 46 shootings in one weekend on the streets, along with every other violent crime that is skyrocketing due to anti-police sentiment and the progressives' defunding of their law enforcement. I mean, she's spreading the last few officers that are left. I mean, even thinner. There must be one bloody cup left in these cities, man. Huh? Even thinner, even further, and with less and less. They're obsessed with a fake form of diversity, manufactured, and inclusion, but employ directly opposite tactics in their normal life, using racism and segregated exclusion. It's like having a barrel on your pistol, right, that circles all the way around and fires in the back of your own head. I mean, it's going to take a little bit longer to get there, but it's really going to fucking hurt when it gets... But this identity communism seems to be spreading like wildfire, huh? Throughout the progressive left and the actual liberals that are left in the Democratic Party, if there are any, going all the way up to the top, with President Biden now being sued for racist discrimination when it came to the triage of distributing the $2.6 billion relief fund, basing those who receive that help first of that finite amount, so once it's gone, was based solely on the characteristic of race. I mean, that's pretty ugly. That's pretty ugly, that is. Huh? So now it's the American Rescue Plan. Lump that in. Huh? How about some little racist graduations? Huh? At Portland University. Sprinkle in some interviews with political figures only based on race, huh? And test scores, Asians, anti-Asian test scores at colleges, jail terms for equivalent crimes, huh? And seeing your kids after a divorce, we'll pop that in. And the COVID relief plan, solely based or just for black farmers, and on it goes, huh? All supported, encouraged, and demanded by the far left and spinelessly adopted by those who claim to be liberal, or spinelessly adopted by those Republicans who aren't doing anything about it, except for like 2 of them. While those who oppose it, they just hide in fear of the mob. Radical politics, huh? Ain't pretty, folks. Oh, no, it ain't pretty. No. No.